Hello everyone, this is Jeremy Smith from Last Row Music and coming to you with another product video today. And I wanted to do a comparison of some two bucket mutes that I've kind of had to play recently. And so I have a video for the Softone mute. I'll put a link in the description for just that mute itself, a review on that. But I wanted to compare it today to the Humes Berg Velvet Tone or / Bucket Mute. So a couple things about these mutes. First off, they're both 9.5-inch sizes. I play on a Con 62H, and so my bell size is a 9.5-inch bell. Both companies do make them for the 10 and I believe 10.5-inch bells. And the Softone mute, you are able to get that also in the color blue. So one thing I want to bring up about kind of the make of these. So these Softone mute, it's made of that material that you would see on surfer wear, swimwear. It's a very, I believe it's a nylon, very smooth, rubbery sort of feel to it. And nothing is inside of this. It's just literally the material itself. There's some holes that they've created inside of this. But yeah, as you can kind of see, it's very easy to put, to kind of fold up and fit into the palm of my hand, okay? And nicely folds out, doesn't even have wrinkles or creases. Whereas this mute, yeah, I can't really fold it in or stuff. It's made of some pretty durable material. Has some clamps on it as well. That will, I'll kind of bring that up a little bit later, why that might be important. This fabric here, as you can already see on mine, I've had this for a few years now. It's already kind of coming off a little bit. Inside of it's some cotton to kind of dampen the sound a little bit. But yeah, it's pretty bulky. It can fit in my mute case, but it's not one that can necessarily fit in my case. Whereas the Softone, I could easily fit in there. And so that's just kind of some comparison on the actual make and the sizes of it. But let's kind of look at the way they sound compared to each other. So let me first play the horn without the mutes, just so you kind of get a sound for that itself. Okay, so let's now start with the Softone mute. Okay, and be sure to watch my other video of just this mute, just to kind of demonstrate a little bit more of how it goes on. But as Ira, the founder and maker of Softone mutes, Ira Napis says, it literally just sits on your bell. Okay, so let's just say I'm playing in real time. Let's say I have 4 beats. Okay, and 4 measures of rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. Okay, I'm already done. Okay, I bring this up because you'll see in the bucket mute example, or the Humes Berg example, that timing is a little tricky there. So the mute's on the bell. Now, as you kind of see, it folds off a little bit, so that's going to give its bucket sound. Because this also functions as a practice mute, you don't have to put the entire mute over the bell. Okay, it's very easy to do, I think. Just like that. Okay, and it kind of looks like that. And what you'll do with that, and I'll actually do another video comparison of this as a practice versus another practice mute I have. But what it will do is you basically will blow air into it. Okay, and it puts a seal around the bell, and that's essentially what those little holes there are for. But for right now, I just want to kind of focus on this being a bucket mute. So again, I'll do this. There's a little tag here, and you want to, for my liking, you kind of want to make sure that the tag is, my reference point is for it just to be kind of above at the top of the bell a little bit. If you put it off to the side, like this, it can kind of run into your hands a little bit. The other thing I want to bring up is that as you have that V-shaped form of the bell and slide, you want to make sure that that's kind of why I guess I use the tag as a reference, because let's say you're doing it like this, where the slide is completely parallel to the ground. If you do it like this, well, once you turn your horn, the bell is, you kind of can see the mute is a little bit off the bell, off-centered. So I think it's really important to kind of think of the tag as being at the top of the bell. So here's a little bit of the Softone Mute in playing. Okay, that's a good bucket sound, to be honest. I really like it. And there's a piece of music by Alonzo Pirio, Sonata for bass trombone, that calls specifically for a soft bucket mute. So that's essentially why I got this. All right, now let's get into the Humes Berg. So should mention, neither company gave me these products. Neither of these companies are paying me to review their products versus each other. These are just mutes that I bought with my own money, so this is an honest, genuine review and comparison. And just honestly, I'm one person, and this is just kind of how I'm seeing it. So, so the way this mute works, a little bit, you have the clamps, so it should easily go on the bells. And we're going to kind of tilt the camera down a little bit here so you can see how this works. So before I actually play it and do it kind of in real time, I want to kind of show one little thing here. So we're going to put the mute on. Okay. All right. So all the clamps are on. All right. Now, as I'm getting ready to play, you will notice a little bit that one of the clamps is right by my slide. Okay. This is, I think, kind of a big deal if you don't realize it at first. But as I start moving, you kind of can see my fingers are rubbing right up against that clamp. Okay. So when using this mute specifically, I kind of think of it as, it's broken up into 4 quadrants. Okay. So for me personally, I want to put the top clamp at the top of the bell in my playing position. Okay, it's a little bit off to the right when I'm looking at this down the slide and such. So here's why that's a little tricky. Let's say that you forget that idea. Okay, it's not one of those things where you can kind of just, I'm just going to shift the mute around a little bit. You actually will probably have to put it down, and hopefully that you have, like, the saxophone guy is like doing a 32 bar solo. So you want to make sure that one clamp is at the top. Okay, so now all of a sudden I have a little more room with my slide. Okay, it's able to kind of move. So to me that's a pretty big deal that you want to be aware of. So again, it's not like you need to put top or bottom on this. It's just think of it as one of the clamps being on top. Okay, so let's I will say too, it's a little on the heavier side. That's just, again, because of the material. So it is a little I guess bottom heavy, if you think of it that way. One nice thing too, a little bit, is that I think, I'm not going to necessarily try it, but you can slightly adjust here to where the mute is a little bit closer to the bell, just a little bit. It's not going to be a lot. That's one of the cool features about the Solo Mute, S-O-U-L-O. Their mute, actually, the clamps allow you to adjust the distance of the mute to the bell. And on top of that, it allows you to kind of add a straight mute or some other features, which these mutes already kind of allow that. You can put other mutes into the bell. Yeah, so that's one of the things. But the clamps, it probably can easily break off, okay, and such. But let's first kind of go back to that. Let's say I have 4 bars of rest, okay, and I have quickly put my mute on. So, all right, let's take this off. Let's just say the mute's on the floor. I'm done playing. I have 4 bars of rest with 4/4 count. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2. Ready. Play. Okay, so again, it actually has a little bit more of a velvet sound to it, that bucket sound, and yeah, it's you know, I think it has probably a slightly better sound than the Softone Mute, but for my liking, man, I had to use all 4 bars rest. Okay, and as many trombone players know, um, it's tricky to put these things on. Okay, and this isn't a knock at all on the Humes Berg Mute. I think it's actually a great mute. Um, this is just one of those situations where I personally I like the sound of this. It works well. Uh, Obviously, I can get this on very quickly. The Softone Mute, that is, and so. But again, this is just one person with an opinion. This is a good mute, and I'll put a link in the description for just this mute, doing a review on just this and some of its features. In a later video, I'll also be comparing this to a practice mute that I have. And yeah, so if you found this video helpful at all, please be sure to like it and share it with your friends. Maybe comment in the comment box below, kind of with some questions or suggestions that you may have about it. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, as there's lots of videos kind of being posted on a weekly basis. And thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in another video.